Race 2 then, another 11 laps, and Great Britain is 37 points down. And number 2 there, Kenny Roberts, is riding Steve Baker, number 32's spare machine, as Barry Ditchburn guns the Kawasaki ready for the start. British ace, number 7, Barry Sheen, the man who's just done the record lap at 103.75 miles an hour. And it's a poor start for Barry Sheen. He's left behind as the flag falls, and into Oulton corner. First, it's number 32, and that's Steve Baker. Baker leads, it's Mick Grant on the Kawasaki in second place. And here they come, wheeling down the straight, and Steve Baker now means to make it another American victory for him this time, as he really buckles round the right-hander there. And they're close up, and Barry Sheen is gaining already. Into Druids, 10 is Mick Grant, 2 Roberts, 4 Hennon, and 12 is Barry Ditchburn well up, as number 1 Steve Parrish goes through. And there, the 2 American tailenders, 25 MD and Kevin Stafford. Lap 2, and the British are doing better because Mick Grant is second, Barry Ditchburn is fourth, and Barry Sheen is in fifth position. And there is number 7 Sheen, and they're on their second lap now. The leader, Steve Baker, and look how Mick Grant is hanging on. Behind him in third position is number 2, Kenny Roberts. It's Americans in first and third position then, up to Druids, Baker. Number 10, Grant. Number 2, Kenny Roberts, as we follow the 2 leaders round. Mick Grant riding the race of his life, and Barry Sheen pulling away from Ditchburn. He's in fifth position. Baker, Grant, Roberts. Into lap 3. And Mick Grant is holding British honour high. He's doing absolutely superbly, right in the wheel tracks of Baker. And Hennon is ahead of Roberts now for third position. So it's Americans first, third and fourth. Steve Baker, Grant, Hennon, Roberts, Barry Sheen, the first 5. And there is Ditchburn in sixth position. At Druids. But as they go round Druids, where is Barry Sheen? Barry Sheen is missing. Number 7 seems to be out of the running, and there he is. Sheen is touring. And just listen to this very sick motorcycle. With Sheen out of the points, that's a bitter, bitter blow for Britain, as the leader, Steve Baker, with Mick Grant right behind him, goes through to start lap 4. And now the British are only got 2 riders in the first 5 places. It's Baker leading Grant. Hennon is third, Roberts fourth, and that's 3 Americans in the first 4, as the leader, Steve Baker, number 32, comes round the left-hander. It's Grant, Hennon, Roberts, and Phil Reed, number 3, on the Kawasaki, or rather off the Kawasaki, is pushing in for points. And right behind him is teammate Barry Sheen. And Britain is now in dire trouble. Reed out, and Barry Sheen out, and they were 2 of the top men who could have really scored points. And poor old Phil Reed has got to push that Kawasaki up the hill, out of Deer Leap, up to the start line and wait there, whereas Barry Sheen's motor is still running. And wheeling on towards victory, Steve Baker up out of the fairing, and he now is coming through to complete shortly his 4th lap. Steve Baker, who looks as though he's hardly strong enough to hold the bike up, let alone ride it, is in magnificent form. But poor Phil Reed has now got to push that Kawasaki up the hill here, and a racing motorcycle is very heavy indeed, and the leaders are going through to complete the lap as Barry Sheen rides in, and Phil Reed says, no thank you, don't give me a push, because if you do, that'll break the rules. Lap 7 now, and that's well over half distance. And Steve Baker is riding the race of his life. Just look at him. And so too is Mick Grant on the Kawasaki, but Roberts is closing up. And Hennon, number 4, is still in 4th position. My goodness, how that fellow Steve Baker rides. And Roberts is second. Kenny Roberts has got ahead of the gritty Yorkshireman Mick Grant to take second places. So now it's America in the lead, America in second place, Britain third, and America in fourth position as Roberts comes up to Druids. Mick Grant behind him, number 10. And there's the American Suzuki superstar Pat Hennon, the only American ever to have won a Grand Prix. As Baker goes on his winning way, Roberts, Mick Grant behind him. In fifth position, it's number 12, Barry Ditchburn, as Barry Sheen waits at the line, ready to push his machine across.
Very quickly, Barry, what happened?
I think the engine tightened, just tightened on one cylinder. Really annoyed, to say the least, because I was just warming the tyres and I was catching up without any... Because Kenny's on Stevie's bike and, you know, it gives him a bit of a disadvantage, and I was catching without any trouble at all.
So you're going to wait and push across the line?
I vow to declare I never ever push a motorbike, but I'll do it this time.
Just for points for Britain, and Britain needs them because Steve Baker's two bikes are in the lead. He's riding one of them, and number 32, there he is. And on the second, it's number 2, Kenny Roberts. Third is number 10, Mick Grant on the Kawasaki. And the British team are in real trouble all the time because with Reed out and with Sheen out, Steve Parrish, number 1, is in trouble, pushing his Suzuki home as number 11, Roger Marshall, goes through ahead of 15, the American Dave Aldana. And Roberts is pushing Baker very hard indeed. The American is determined to get Baker's own bike home first before the one that Baker himself is riding as they go into lap 10 now. This is the penultimate lap. David Emdy has been lapped, and now they go on towards Esso Bend, the slow sweeping right-hander. Baker leads, Roberts is second, and Baker goes through at Knickerbrook, but the gap has extended. Where is Kenny Roberts? Where is Kenny Roberts, the second place man on Baker's machine? And it looks as though he must be, yes! Roberts is out of the race because Mick Grant now is in second position. And that means that there is Pat Hennon, who has moved up into third place. And Kevin Stafford has been lapped already as Baker comes up to him a second time, sweeping round the right-hander, and he's now on his way to a last lap with Mick Grant in second position and Pat Hennon in third place. And the British are still ahead on points in this particular race as the leader on his last lap, and that Stevie Baker, the American wonder, goes through. Well, the crowd has seen a tremendous afternoon's racing, including that record lap from Barry Sheen, and Steve Parrish still wending his lonely way back to the start as Baker goes past him about 100 miles an hour faster, and Steve Baker wins for the race and wins for America. So, Baker wins. Mick Grant is second in this race, 15 points, and Pat Hennon third with 14. And Baker puts up a record average at 100.99 miles an hour, the first time that the 100-mile-an-hour average has ever been beaten at Oulton Park. And America has won the series as Captain Kenny Roberts walks back.
What actually happened to you in the last one?
Well, I was following Stevie around, and along the hairpin down at the old track, low gear corner, or second gear corner, I got in wide, got it turned and come out too low, and there's gravel or something.
There's gravel, yes, and it threw you off.
Yeah, definitely threw me off and landed on me again, and then landed on me again.
But you're still smiling.
Yeah, we won.
Anyway, congratulations. Very happy for you. Great.
Thank you.
We did it again now. Where's my bonus?
That's the first time that anyone has ever averaged over 100 miles an hour for Oulton Park. What's your feelings on 100.99?
Well, I don't know. It looks pretty good to me. You know, it's pretty quick around here, and All I was trying to do was keep ahead of Mick Grant, which was going very well, and I didn't know Kenny was coming up so strong on my spare bike.
Yeah.
But I was just trying to pace myself, and I looked around every once in a while to see where Mick was, and just kept my pace up.
So you feel you could have gone even quicker?
Yeah, I might have if somebody would have passed me or something, you know. I was trying pretty hard, just the same.
Anyway, you're going home happy now. America have done it again.
That's
the
right.
Second time, and may I congratulate you personally.
Okay, thank
Great
you.
to see you. Thanks.
What a wonderful second John Player Transatlantic Trophy win for the Americans, which they richly deserved. And now we'll look forward to 1978 with real anticipation.